Hey, awesomes. Welcome to the Project One sample video. A couple things I want to point out about this. This Project One sample is a new sample that was part of the package that they sent us out that we copied in through Canvas. And I'm trying to find my Project One sample that I had, and I am unable to locate it. It was on the previous class, and I can't seem to find that file. So I need to point out a few things about this because I know several of you have sent me your first draft, if you will, or as you're working on Project 1A. And so I've been noticing, kind of giving back the same feedback. And when I see that kind of repetition in the feedback or repetition, I went to look at this example, and now I see why these things are happening. So just a few things I wanted to point out. So the first one being here that I've just highlighted here. Kimmons 2014 is the author of an article that explains. We need to say explained. APA is past tense. And so I need to figure out some way to make that change. And so if you've already written yours kind of really fashioned off of this, which most of you really are, and I appreciate that. You're doing a wonderful job doing that. Think about more about past tense. The other thing to note here is the National Science Foundation and Andrew West teamed up to start studying the red dwarfs. If this is something that's been published or whatever, or it's part of this review that Kimmons is reviewing, make that clear. And if this is published work that Kimmons is reviewing, then we would need a parenthetical right there of the year, much like the Kimmons right off the bat. And then, of course, when you refer to West right here, you would need also a parenthetical with the year, right, for APA format. And then again, here's that West believes the study should be West believed, right, especially if it's a published study. He believed at that point in time. The reason we use the past tense in one of the reasons, I should say, for using past tense in APA format is at that point in time. So if we're reviewing someone's research that was 2 weeks ago or 2 or 3 years ago, my bad, that was their stance then. It could have changed over time. That's the one thing about knowledge, especially in academic circles, academic studies, scholarship in general. People learn things, right? We're adding to knowledge every single time that that there's something is published or read something that's published by maybe even specifically by an author. You might be able to see their their growth, change, right? You see how they're adding to knowledge, and now that what they maybe believed in, let's say 2008, right? Maybe that's changed. They've come across new data, right? New information has come out since then. So while they may have studied something in 2008, let's say, for example, and that's what they believed this about stars in this particular case for West, that is always possible that he or she, that has changed over time, right? So that's one of the reasons for kind of the past tense. So just keep those things in mind as you're writing, and I'll see if I can find a better, I can find my better sample of this later. But for now, just keep those things in mind. And then since there is this situation, of most of these most of these articles from which that you are getting from the links that we provided you are going to be reviewing other scientists' work, right? So make it always just try to be conscientious, right? And conscious of the fact that you don't get it confused with who you're reviewing, who the author of the article is, and then if they're reviewing somebody or they're bringing in somebody that they're talking about, that's clear who's doing what, so to speak. All right. Overall, well done, though. Everything that I'm reading so far is really, really good. Notice the language, maybe pick up on the particular type of writing. That is, it's a little bit more, we're still writing for a lay audience, but we are also still using perhaps some of the terms that we are familiar with within our field. And then sometimes, too, when we're writing for the layperson, we don't want to dumb it down so much that then it loses its ethos, right? It loses credibility. So we don't want to use colloquialism, so to speak, right? We don't want to use talk or something like that we would use on the street or talking with our friends. Still need to keep it so we sound educated, right? But not condescending, but not so we don't sound elitist either, right? So it's kind of this middle ground here. And this is good. This particular one that I've read is a good example for at least how we're using language very specifically. All right, so that does it for the Project One sample video. Hope you found this helpful. But if you have any other questions about this assignment, just let me know. Thanks, guys. Stay safe. Stay awesome.